Hello students, welcome to Exam Companion. Today we'll start Chapter 2 of History textbook for Class 7 students. The name of the chapter is New Kings and Kingdoms. I have divided this chapter into two parts. In this video, I'll cover topics until the Chola Empire, and in the next video, I'll cover the Chola Empire. In the first part, we'll cover the explanation of pages 16 to 21 of NCERT. The topics that we'll be covering are as follows: Introduction to the chapter, the emergence of the new dynasties, administration in the kingdoms, prashastis and land grants, and warfare for wealth. As you all know that today India is a democracy, right? That is, government is chosen by the people. But was it the same during the 8th century? No. There used to be kings, and a lot of these kings used to fight each other to expand their kingdoms. So, to fight a war, what do you need? Money and weapons, right? Then there should be someone who used to provide the kings with money and military support. So these people were called Samans. So, who were Samans? They were big landlords or warrior chiefs, because landlords have money and warriors can provide military support. So, Samans were big landlords or military chiefs who used to provide kings with military support and money. So, Samans used to give money or gifts and military support to the kings. Now, as Samans gained more power and wealth, they started calling themselves as Mahasamans. And sometimes, when they thought that they have become very powerful, then they used to rule over their independent kingdoms, meaning they used to separate themselves from their kings. Now, students, pay attention. This map is very important in the context of this chapter. In this map, you can clearly see that there are three different colored regions. So let's see what are these. So the first region that you see, that is in green color, has two names written prominently: Chohans and Gurjar Pratiharas. The next region, the pink region, has the name Palas written in capital letters. And the third region, the orange region, has the word Rashtrakuts or Rashtrakutas written in capital letters. Also, below the orange region, there is the word Cholas written in capital letters. So, Gurjar Pratiharas, Palas, Rashtrakuts, Cholas, and Chamans. What are these? These are names of powerful kingdoms during 8th to 11th centuries. Gurjar Pratiharas used to rule over areas of Gujarat and Rajasthan, as you can see. Palas ruled over areas of Bengal. Rashtrakuts ruled over regions of Western Deccan. The Cholas ruled over the region of Tamil Nadu. And finally, Chohans or Chohans, as they are popularly known, ruled over areas of Delhi and Ajmer. Now students, one more thing that you have to notice here is the location of Kannauj. Kannauj is centrally located. See how it's given in the green region, and it's not far away from the pink region as well. And Kannauj is near the orange region. So you can see Kannauj is kind of equidistant from all three these regions. So the importance of Kannauj led to a struggle which was called as the Tripartite struggle. The Tripartite struggle was between Gurjar Pratiharas, Palas, and Rashtrakuts for control over Kannauj. Now, why was it called Tripartite struggle? Because there were three parties involved: Gurjar Pratiharas, Palas, and Rashtrakuts. Tri means three, and tripartite means anything that involves three parties. I hope I am clear. Now students, moving forward, you must remember that when Samans became powerful, they sometimes used to overthrow their kings and become kings themselves. Something similar happened here. The Rashtrakuts, as we just saw, were in Deccan, and they were subordinates of Chalukyas in Karnataka. But in 8th century, Dante Durg, a Rashtrakoot chief, removed his Chalukya ruler from power and performed a ritual called Hiranyagarbh. Hiranyagarbh is a ritual which, when performed with the help of a Brahman, leads to the rebirth of the sacrificer as a Kshatriya. So, if someone performs Hiranyagarbh with the help of a Brahman, he is reborn as a Kshatriya, even if he was not one by birth. Rashtrakuts were not the only family who became kings like these. Other powerful families like Kadamba Mayur Sharnam and Gurjar Pratihara Harichandra were initially Brahmins, and they used their military skills to establish themselves as kings. Kadamba Mayur Sharnam in Karnataka and Gurjar Pratiharas in Rajasthan. Now I know that all this must seem a bit messed up to you, but don't worry. Let's recap it in an easy way. How did the Rashtrakuts rose to power? Or how did the Rashtrakuts became powerful? The story starts with the Rashtrakuts of Deccan, who were subordinates or juniors of the Chalukyas of Karnataka. In 8th century, a Rashtrakoot chief, Dante Durg, removed his king from power, or he overthrew his Chalukya ruler, and he performed a ritual called Hiranyagarbh or golden womb, or it's also called golden vessel. Hiranyagarbh, golden womb and golden vessel are all names of the same ritual. It was said that if Hiranyagarbh is performed with the help of a Brahman, then it helps the sacrificer to be reborn as a Kshatriya. Now pay attention. This fact highlights that the importance of Kshatriyas was huge during 8th to 11th century, and that is why rituals like Hiranyagarbh were performed. Rashtrakuts, after gaining power, also took part in the Tripartite struggle, which lasted for over 200 years. Now students, as you all know, that the Prime Minister of India is Mr. Narendra Modi, right? But is he the only powerful person in India? Does he run the whole country alone? No. There are other influential people like the Chief Minister of different states. And there are powerful industrialists and businessmen as well. So, we can say that the progress and smooth running of the country depends on the Prime Minister, the Chief Ministers, the Cabinet Ministers, and the industrialists. So, our Prime Minister requires support from these people as well. Same was the case in earlier times as well. In the earlier times, kings used to give themselves titles like Maharajadhiraj, which means the great king or king of kings, or Tribhuvna Chakravarti, which means the lord of three worlds. Now, according to Indian mythology, there are three loks or there are three worlds: Swarglok, Patalok, and Dhartilok. So, Tribhuvna Chakravarti means the lord or the king of these three worlds. But even after all this, like today, they needed help from other influential people as well. And in that era, Samans, traders, and Brahmins were those influential people. Now, I have a question for you. How does the government get the money for military expenditure, building roads, etc.? The government does not have a secret treasure. They get the money from the taxes paid by the common people. For example, GST, income tax, toll tax, etc. Similarly, in the past as well, kings used to collect taxes. The Cholas in Tamil Nadu had almost 400 different types of taxes. For example, Veti, which was taken in form of forced labor, meaning people did not used to give money but instead work where the king wanted them to work. And Kadamai, which was a property tax. Now students, in the last chapter, we saw a Prashasti. So, as I told you, a Prashasti is a poem written in the praise of a king. And they may not always be true because the kings always wanted to show themselves as brave warriors, so they sometimes used to exaggerate their achievements. Now, Prashastis were generally written by educated Brahmins. So, as we saw that Brahmins, Samans, and traders used to be important people. So, Brahmins also helped the kings in administration. Now, since the Brahmins were so important, so the king must reward them for their good work. So, let's see how did the kings reward the Brahmins. The answer is by land grants. The kings used to give or grant portions of lands to Brahmins. On those lands, boundaries were created by planting thorny bushes. Now, today, when we buy a house, we register it, right? But in that time, there were no registry offices. So, to keep a record that which part of land belongs to whom, the land grants were recorded on a copper plate and given to the owner of the land. Here you can see the photo of copper plates on which land grants were recorded. So, they were free to do whatever they wanted to do on their land. For example, using that land or the owner of that land can collect taxes from the land, build rooms on it, and plant trees on the land. So, they were free to do whatever they wanted. Students, pay attention. This part is very important. So, this is the same map that you saw earlier in the chapter. And we studied about tripartite struggle. It was a struggle for control over Kannauj. Why Kannauj? Because Kannauj was located on the Ganga trade route. Hence, it was commercially very important. As you can see here as well, near Kannauj, there is Ganga R, which means Ganga river. Here you can see there is Ganga R. So, Kannauj was located on Ganga trade route, hence it was commercially very important. Now, why is it called tripartite struggle? So, as I told you, tri means three and tripartite means anything that involves three parties. So, the tripartite struggle started. Remember some important points. There were three kingdoms involved. Rulers of three dynasties fought for control over Kannauj, and the struggle ended in favor of the Gurjar Pratiharas. That is why you see Kannauj is in green colored region here. If you want to know more about the tripartite struggle, then you can visit the link on the top of your screens. I'll also mention it in the video description. So, during that time, rulers used to show their wealth and power by building large temples. We will see how Cholas built some amazing temples. So when foreign rulers used to attack the kingdoms, they used to attack rich temples and steal the valuables from the temples. So one such person was Mahmud of Ghazni. He was a ruler from 997 CE to 1030 CE. So he was a ruler from 997 CE to 1030 CE. He ruled over parts of Central Asia and Iran. He raided India 17 times for wealth. So what he used to do is that he used to come to India, attack kingdoms, steal valuables from the temples and run back to his kingdom. His main target were mostly rich temples. He raided the Somnath temple of Gujarat and stole valuables from there. So this image on your screen right now is the modern day image of Somnath temple in Gujarat. He also hired a scholar named Al-Biruni to write a book about the subcontinent. That book is named as Kitab al-Hind. Chohans, or as they are popularly known as Chohans. They ruled over regions of Delhi and Ajmer. They tried to expand their control to west and east. They were opposed by Chalukyas of Gujarat and Gadwals of UP. Prithviraj III or Prithviraj Chauhan as he is famously known, was the greatest king of the Chohan dynasty. He ruled from 1168 to 1192 CE. He defeated Afghan ruler Muhammad Ghori in 1191, but after the battle, Ghori begged for his life and Prithviraj let him go. As it turns out, Ghori defeated Prithviraj Chauhan in 1192 after cowardly attacking him at night. It's said that the great king Prithviraj Chauhan defeated Ghori 16 times before losing to him, and he took revenge by killing Ghori. Prithviraj was also the last great Hindu ruler of Delhi because after his death, foreign rulers kept hold of Delhi for centuries to come. So, students, with that, we have completed part 1 of chapter 2. We will cover the remaining topics in a separate video. So, until then, take care.